I drove around with my dad's headstone in my trunk for 6 months. My dad was a monster of a man. He was an alcoholic. He died of cirrhosis of the liver when I was around 20 years old. I didn't know how to process his death. I had a really hard time with it. I was the oldest, and my mom and him were divorced, and I ended up being responsible for paying for his funeral and planning his funeral. I went to pick up his headstone, and I was having such a hard time processing the whole situation. I just stuck it in the back of my Chevy Beretta and drove around with it for the longest time before I finally worked up the courage to take it to the graveyard. It wasn't until over 20 years later that I would return to the graveyard that he was at and reconcile some of the feelings that I felt towards him. My goal in doing these videos is to help people that grew up like me. And one of the things that I went through that somebody that didn't grow up like me might not be able to imagine, and that's the emotional turmoil that I went through when my dad passed away. At the funeral, I actually had to force myself to cry because of my relationship with my dad and how turbulent it was. If you grew up with a parent that was abusive, God wants to heal your broken heart. One of the most important things that you can do is forgive that parent. Forgiveness is a decision that's followed by actions that sometimes has emotional consequences. Go to God today and tell God how you feel. God can handle it. Tell him how you feel about that situation. Make up your mind today before God that you're going to forgive that parent. If you do not forgive that parent, you will end up repeating that same cycle. That's the way the devil gets a stronghold in the family, is if he can keep people offended. God heals the brokenhearted, and he wants to break the cycle with you, but you have to forgive. You have to let go.